All right, guys, we're here at the Hilltop Flying Field with the new Shining V2 from DW Hobby. So let's take a look at this and get it flying. Ready, Justin?
Yep.
Let's check ailerons. Aileron.
Left,
Good,
right,
good.
up, down, left, right.
All right.
That wind is not playing.
It seems like every time we do the intros, there's no wind, but when we take off, there's wind months the gust. There we go. Some low on the wind right here. I say it's about 5 right now.
Yeah, and that is, to me, that is perfect foamy weather. So I actually like just a little bit of wind.
You need a little wind, right?
Yep, just a little.
Now the Shining from DW is a little different than, say, the Yak 55 and some of the others. You have a more elongated tail, similar size to the Yak 55, but a longer tail, so it's more patterny flying in my experience. Granted, it will do 3D and all that, as you're seeing here, but it also tracks very well with the longer tail on it. So that's one thing you're going to get with this style airframe. As far as ailerons, elevator, rudder, what are you thinking, Justin? How's it?
Well, there's definitely the right amount. I mean, it's got the right amount of ailerons, elevator, rudder. Seems to be pretty happy, especially in this wind. You know, like the wind was at, you know, it's about 5 miles an hour or so right now, and it seems to be really happy, but any more than that, it likes to get blown around.
And this is a 1500 milliamp 3-cell LiPo that's in this, so it's actually on the, again, in the heavier side of the battery series.
If you lighten it up and put, like, maybe say an 800 milliamp in it.
Oh wow, you're going crazy
You're
size.
going way low.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably do 1300 on average. It's just I had a 1500 charge, so that's what we're flying with.
Which
That's
is
the perfect thing to do.
If you can't tell by the flying, I am a little crazier than most, so.
I don't think so. I think you're about average.
Now, the only modification done on this one is the prop has been changed to an APC slow flyer. The factory prop, I believe, was the 11.7 actually on this. So unlike the version 1 that ran a 9-inch prop, this is running all the way up to an 11-inch with the new V2 motor and Metal Gear servos. And it definitely is showing that it has a lot more thrust. It looks like, let me see here.
Yeah, I'm right under half throttle right now.
It looks like you're about mid-throttle or so.
Yeah, I'm right under half throttle, and I mean, if I go full throttle, obviously it's got
plenty of climb out.
No problem.
So Justin, what's the best maneuver this guy can do? What do you think?
Probably. I mean, my go-to is the knife edge.
And your 2 seconds of stick time. What do you?
I like the way that it does these rollers right here. It seems to just settle right in. Very comfortable. It's not trying to buck one way or the other on me when I give the inputs. So
it's got good tail authority on it.
Yes, very much so. But it also likes the knife edge too.
And it has, I mean, it's got a lot of prop for its size, because this is the same size prop using the larger edge. So I was pretty impressed by that. I was not expecting that when we first got it. I was like, oh, this is different, because normally like I said, the older Shining had the smaller prop, which still flew really well. But the new power system definitely has a little more grunt to it for sure.
It just stays right into a hover too. This one's about the same size as the Yak. Correct?
Yes, it's a little bit. I think it's just
bigger?
a hair longer, longer wing and longer tail. Very similar in size. But this one, I actually really like flying the Shining, the version 1, and now the version 2 with the extra power system. It definitely just everything I wish the other one had, this has. However, I again like flying more patterning, more branch jets and all that. So I cut down the rates dramatically from what you're flying. And now that we're down on the ground, let's see what those rates were. All right, guys. So with it on the ground, let's keep this prop safe here. So the amount of throw that Justin was using here, let's go ahead and move that aileron. See, and this is in the highest rate here.
And it may not look like it, but that was more than enough. So.
Okay, you can see it's centered. So it's basically on, what was that, on either side of the carbon? Move it again?
Yep.
Yeah, basically the inside on the carbon and then, well, past it, but yeah. All right, so it gives you an idea there. Now the elevator, how much throw we have there?
Wait, okay, you're good.
That's a ton of throw. All
Yep.
right. Go down. Let's see, that's a lot of throw that sucker's got on the elevator. And a lot of control surface for its size.
Yes.
And on the rudder,
Almost hits.
It actually does hit.
need to trim that out. See, that's something you're supposed to check before you fly.
It was supposed to be right about there.
You don't want it to hit, that's in other words.
So.
Yeah.
And the other way?
And that is something you're not supposed to do. So that was me not setting this plane up properly. I will take all the blame on that one.
Do as we say, not as we do.
Yeah. So you do want a gap between this contact surface and that, but show you how much throw. And that actually might have, I wonder if that, did you ever max the rudder to where you found any binding on that?
Nah.
So you didn't even notice it?
So I think it was just, it was maxed out and just slightly
ironic,
touching.
you can actually see where the paint rubbed. There's a little bit of the red. You can see where it's rubbed the surface of the rudder contact points, so you can actually see where he was flying and making contact on that.
It doesn't seem like he was digging too hard.
Still hold it, still. Point to it, just point to it.
There's a little strip right there, and you can see it. Max, move that rudder over.
Yeah.
Oh, you can actually see where it rubbed.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, he was full deflection at one point for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this battery here.
All right. So overall, Justin, what do you think about that guy?
I think it's a great airplane. I like, it's much more stable. It's much more stable than the Yak, but that's good for people that are getting new into the 3D thing. Perfect choice right here, honestly. Just super stable.
Hold that thought.
Uh-oh.
Okay, there's the Yak.
So what we're saying, it's very close to the size of the Yak. See there? And then if I overlay motor tip to motor tip on that one, you can see the tail's a little bit longer.
Yes.
It's comparable in size.
This one, more agile. This one, more
patternist, right?
More forgiving.
More sport flying, I guess that one would be.
More sport flying, pattern flying, and 3D.
Okay, here's $1 million question. Can you fly them in the same area, or do you need a bigger area for that guy?
No, I can fly. I can fly both of these in the same size area.
Okay, that's you. What about like me? Or somebody who's just, at pro.
Taking a small ball field to start with,
yeah.
At least. Baseball field, soccer field, football field, something like that. If your first flight, I always recommend, well, maybe not this big, but a nice open field for your first flight, so you can trim it out. You don't have to rush anything. You're not stressed out or nervous.
Here's the best. If you're not sure, just buy both, right?
There you go.